Who will I be without my Beamer? If I wasn't paying $700 for my BMW? In America, a car is a symbol of freedom, but for many of us, it's actually a financial trap. It helped give answers to most frequently asked questions and questions that you probably have not considered. If you own your own car, you have a moving abroad fund. Oftentimes, we think moving abroad is a dream only for rich people, that we could never afford to move abroad. But what if I told you that you might have a moving abroad fund sitting right in your driveway? I'm going to show you how your car and even the things inside your home can become the key to your freedom. We're going to talk about how to leverage these assets to create a move abroad fund and finally get the life you've been dreaming of. If you haven't already, get the Moving Abroad Toolkit. It answers the two most important questions when deciding to move abroad, which is when can I go and how much will it cost me to move abroad? Oftentimes, we automatically think we would never be able to afford to move abroad. However, you've never run the numbers to determine what it would cost you to move abroad. And the Moving Abroad Toolkit does exactly that. It has a financial calculator and an interactive timeline generator. Okay. This is my greatest work as an entrepreneur for the last 10 years and someone that took 12 months to plan a move abroad. Okay. Moving abroad can happen really overnight depending on your circumstances. And a lot of the time, you'll be really surprised that you can move abroad so quickly. I know for me, I was very shocked at how little I could actually live on if I had to. Okay. We're talking about bare minimum here. I know a lot of people don't want to live like that. A lot of people aren't open to living like that. But for me, I know that the most important thing for me was to get out of America. And I wanted to be able to sustain myself on as little as I possibly could for as long as I possibly could until I created different streams of income. Because my three streams of income were going to pretty much go away once I moved abroad. At least that's what I thought until I got here and then I pivoted and changed the way that I did business in those businesses. And a lot of them are still sustainable, just in different ways. If you're a person that likes to do things fast, right? You get the information and you take action. You're not a person that necessarily needs hand holding, but you do want to be in a group with other like-minded individuals and people that can hold you accountable and me in the group to help you answer the questions. Then the solutions for moving abroad, which is an 8-week intensive starting October 1st, is what you want to do. I'm super excited about it. And you know what? Going forward, every week I'm going to come live answering questions and also do a free workshop. What the workshop's going to be about, moving abroad, okay? How to plan this, how to plan that. In no particular order, just to share my experiences and help give answers to most frequently asked questions and questions that you probably have not considered. So tune in every Sunday for that. Sign up using the waitlist. The waitlist is going to tell you all about the lives, it's going to tell you all about information and give you what you need to know. In America, a car is a symbol of freedom, but for many of us, it's actually a financial trap. It's not just the car payment, but the insurance, the gas, the endless maintenance. This is money that is going out every single month, keeping us locked into the rat race. What if we stopped seeing the car as an asset, even though we know that cars are not assets whatsoever, and started seeing it as an actual financial drain that can be converted into a life of freedom? Your car is a physical object that can be converted into cash, and that cash can become your ticket out. I would always and constantly think, literally, for the last 5 to 10 years, what if I didn't have a car? How much money would I be saving? What if I wasn't paying $2,000 for this apartment? What if I wasn't paying $700 for my BMW? I couldn't stop thinking about every single day, every waking moment, I was thinking about that. So when it came to actually creating my moving abroad fund, I was ready and excited to get rid of my car, the car insurance, the car payment, the gas. I was ready. You couldn't tell me to get rid of that car any faster than I did. I did have some emotional feelings about getting rid of my car because that was my baby. That is my baby. Wherever you are, I felt feelings, right? I had to address the certain feelings that I also felt about who will I be without my Beamer? Will I truly be a girl that loves cars with no Beamer? Who will I be if I had to Uber everywhere? I had to address those feelings, and once I did, I kind of just let them fall free and go by the wayside and not worry about it anymore. I just moved on. I allowed my car to get sold, and I'm here in Brazil right now. So, here's an actionable step. Research the value of your car today. Look at sites like Kelly Blue Book, sites like that in your area, and see what you can get for it. This weekend, take it to a few car lots. What are you afraid of? Okay. And if you are in fact afraid, name the thing you're afraid of and overcome it this weekend. Don't wait. Moving abroad is going to force you to face your fears, and that's okay. You want to start calculating how much you spend every month on your car, the insurance, the gas, okay? What would that money look like in a country with public transportation? What would you be able to use that money for instead, okay? And let's say you're planning to move abroad in the next 6 months, you get rid of your car. And the next month, you limit your traveling, you limit the kids' activities, you limit everything. So that way you don't have to really go many places. And the places that you do go, you can easily just take an Uber and your Uber will be less than your car payment. Hell, your Uber will be less than your car insurance. These are real life things that you can do in order to move abroad. Save that money up for 4 to 5 months, and you know what? You'll have months. You'll probably be able to survive with that money for accommodations alone. This is real life stuff that we're talking about. This is real strategy here. For those who do own a home, it often feels like the biggest anchor, the mortgage payment, the property taxes, the repairs. It can feel like a life sentence. It's like when you get a mortgage and when you own a home, you are locked in, honey. You are locked in. But you do have options. If you're ready to sell your home, the profits from that sale can become a significant investment in your new life. That profit can be your safety net, your startup money, or even what allows you to take a sabbatical just to get settled. I knew for me, it was going to take at least 60 days for me to recuperate and just get my mind right from having moved across the world. Okay. I only moved to South America. I say only because it's South America. It's not that far. It's not China. It's not Thailand. But it's still a big leap. And I knew that I would need some time to adjust. I would need some time to sleep after all the hard work I've been doing for the last 15 years. Okay. I knew I would need a moment. So I decided to manage my expenses based on that, based on the fact that I wasn't going to be working and I wasn't even going to be trying to work or anything like that. So just get inside of your head what your move abroad could actually look like, would actually look like for you. Here are some actionable steps you can take now. Get your home appraised. Start the process. Just see what your home is worth. Even if you don't sell it, it's a good talking point, okay? It's a good thing to know how much your home is worth at all times. Even if you're not ready to sell today, knowing your leverage gives you power. Or if you aren't ready to sell, what about renting it out? The income from that could be a huge part of your monthly geo arbitrage strategy. All right, so what if you don't own a car or your home? What if you're renting and everything is furnished? This is an even easier pathway to financial freedom. You can turn your entire home into a moving abroad fund, selling everything you own, from your furniture to your kitchen items, is a powerful way to not only declutter your life, but also jumpstart your savings. When I moved abroad, I sold everything. I sold my car. I sold my hats. I sold my shoes. I sold everything. And anything I could not sell, I donated. I got rid of everything. I didn't plan to take really anything with me. And a lot of my keepsake items I gave to a trusted family member to hold. And if we do decide not to ever come back, I'll have those items shipped to us when we settle down. I wish I had started selling month 4 or 5 before my move, but I did learn a lot. I had to be intentional that every single item I sold was a step towards freedom. So a lot of things I just gave away in the beginning, especially. I just gave every single thing I could pick up away. And then eventually I was like, okay, these things do have value. Let me sell this, let me sell that. So that's what I did. I sold everything I could get my hands on. And that ended up leaving me with a few $1,000s in the end, okay? Like, sell your items. You don't need that stuff where you're going. You're going to have a new life. Let go. Just let go, okay? Moving abroad can feel like a free fall, and it is. It can be, right? And I think for a lot of us, that's what we want it to be. We want to let go and fall into a new life that's beautiful, that allows you to have new experiences. So let go of your stuff. Things are just things. I think that I also am not extremely attached to my things because when I first moved out and moved back to Ohio, I used to live in Virginia. DMV stand up, okay? I lived there and then I moved back home to Ohio to live with my dad. And then I ended up living with my grandmother, and all my items at her house were stolen because her home got broken into. And I was crushed by that. Like, all my material possessions, that all the things that I used to define who I was taken, was stolen. And so after that, that created a lot of trauma for me, as far as not wanting to have nice things after that. But after all that said and done, you can get your stuff back, and you have to realize that everything that makes you you is in you. It's not on you. Whether it's your car, your home, or the items in your living room, you have assets right now that can be converted into your freedom. The biggest block isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of seeing the value that you already have. Moving abroad isn't about running away, it's about running towards a life where you have more peace, more joy, and more time for what matters most, your family. Don't let your possessions own you. It's time to trade in your stuff for a life of purpose and peace. If you're ready to find out exactly how much it will cost to fund your freedom, get the Moving Abroad Toolkit and use the calculator and timeline generator. You will not regret it. If you're curious about how exactly it works, what's inside, and what it looks like, I do have a sneak peek, okay? It is entitled Moving Abroad Toolkit Masterclass, okay? Tune into that and you'll see what it's all about. Oh, for those of you that want to go fast, okay, get into the Solutions for Moving Abroad intensive. It is an 8-week intensive for those who are ready to go now. All right, see you on the other side.